New at 10, Jackson's police chief is not backing an ordinance to transfer much of the city's planning and zoning department to the Jackson Police Department. Now, Chief Rochelle Brackney says no one reached out to her on the front end to discuss the idea. She says she believes the conversations early on would have been helpful, and while she doesn't support moving the department under JPD, she does believe the two could work towards streamlining some services to better serve you. Brackney says she reached out to Planning Director Angela Brown regarding the ordinance, and she said the two agree that there are areas where the two departments can work together, including addressing blight and squatters. And you can read more details about the potential restructuring in this story on WLBT.com. You can also see more reaction from your city leaders on this proposal and how they are tackling blight in your communities.